My dear ones, I thought I would try to add in a couple more of your questions here. This is from Shannon. She's 50 years old. She's 68 feet and inches. Holy moly, she's got a pituitary So she's 5'8", 130 pounds. I am an allopathic trained MD with master in internal, and I am seeking knowledge. Well, sweetheart, you are my cup of tea, because I've always felt that a medical doctor that had a good basis of knowledge on all levels is kind of in a good position, you know. I hate to say it, but you're trusted more than we are for some odd reason, right? So number one, how would you recommend that I teach my colleagues as far as dietitians in hospitals that optimizing protein intake does not require protein drinks and powders or consuming cadivas? Bottom line is mother's milk. I've said this before, you know, in our book coming out, and I keep saying coming out, but a lot more work than I anticipated. But we're going to have the comparison of mother's milk and species. Now, the one thing we don't have that I would love to have is a raw food mother's milk and have that analyzed, because it is going to be different. Your milks are a direct product of your eating habits, like all the other fluids in your body. You're an effect. So acidifying mother's milk is not the answer, and eating acid mother's milk is not the answer. All mother's milk on all the species has to be alkaline for obvious reasons. Your electrical system is an alkaline system. Look at your blood pHs. This all needs to be an alkaline pH. As a matter of fact, when you even get into the digestive parts of this, even when you get past the protein splitting, you're into trypsin, chymotrypsin, needing a pH of at least, 7? So that's why the bicarbonate, to help release those. So when you're looking at that, because you'll burn your bowels, you know, and this is the problem with acid ash foods. And I see this all the time, Ensure, Pedisure, and all this crap like this. And any pediatrician out there thinks that having a formula like that over a mother making fresh fruit juices, you're crazy. You're living on a planet where Soylent Green, where they chop everybody up and feed them back to you. You remember that movie? That's a long time ago, Soylent Green. Yeah, crazy. But, you know, I've just seen so much, and when you're in ICU and you have a post-MI, myocardial infarction, and the patient's eating a barbecued beef sandwich and French fries, no wonder he died a few hours later, and they couldn't get him back. We got him back early in the morning with just this thumb and his left foot. Before the crash cart got him, the ER crash cart got there, he was sitting up talking to us. His heart rate was about 79. I don't know. See, and when you have the sensitive myocardial infarction, you have any type of very spastic tissue, the one thing you don't want to do is add more acids to that. You're looking for antispasmodics, anti-inflammatories. And that's only going to be found in something that's alkaline, that's electrolyte dominant, that's electron dominant. Or you're going to throw them into more spasticity. You know, acid ash foods are not healthy foods. They're spastic, they're inflammatory, they're all these things that you're seeking anti for. So that's number one. The whole dietitians is crazy. You have to bring nature into the pot of things, but you also have to understand the species that Homo sapiens are. And there is a lot of theories. The problem is you don't want to use theories. You want to use anthropology. You want to use as much science as you can. And observed science is a lot better sometimes than theoried sciences, because you're making up theories and allegations that are not even true in science. So really important to take a look at the species of Homo sapiens. A lot of people want to rush and think they have adopted to an omnivorish diet. They will concede that they're frugivores adapting, but and I say you, there's no adapting to chemistry. Take a look at how far man has dropped down the rabbit hole in terms of genetic weaknesses in the young people, the lymphatic problems in the young people. It's atrocious. So you can't say there's been an adaptation to this, because man is worse than ever before. So man, and the remedy, you've seen this, all of you have seen this for years with us, is that the remedy is always the fruit diet. Can you get quality fruit and all this crap? Yeah, that's the battle we're at, no question. It shouldn't be a question that man's a frugivore. The question is, how can we get good superior fruit? Berries, melons, things like that. Because, and we've tried to show you that, of course, adding to some of these newer studies like the Yale and the fructose for the brain, that ought to be very instrumental in helping medical doctors go, whoa, wait a minute. If the brain requires fructose or fructose, then shouldn't man's diet have a high percentage of fruit in it? Well, I would think so. And then you get into our work and you see the regeneration of the nervous system in all these cases just on fruit, including bone and muscle. So it begins quite evident that within the fruit kingdom is all that the Homo sapien needs for his or her health and vitality. You know, this more is better kind of consciousness also kind of fits in here. The more nutrition, the better. No, it's not. Sometimes the less is better. Remember that old saying I used to say, know when to hold them, know when to fold them? Well, yeah. You know, more is not always better. And especially when you're highly edemic and things like that, more water is not better. Kill you. Take your butt out. You have to have some common sense in this whole scheme of things and think things out, because the medical books are the current A&P, which should be geared to anyone, not just medical thinking. But they can't help but use the word diseases, because the foundation of medical establishment now, since Rockefeller, has been on the pillars of disease, which is an unknown topic. It's like, okay, causative factors. Well, when you're looking at an effect, you can't understand the cause of things. You're looking at a tumor and you're going, well, and you don't understand the lymphatic system is a sewer system. The first thing is, even when you're just looking at a tumor, isn't the first question isn't there a blockage somewhere? And then when the tumors are all lymphatic, isn't there a blockage in the lymph system? And then most medical doctors are familiar with lymphedema at some level or another. Is there a blockage in some system? The problem comes in is understand the kidney connection to the lymphatic system, and you'll have and the skin, and you'll have your answers. Note that urine cannot be clear and affect a cure or anything else on the patient. You can't have a sewer system that is not eliminating waste, and you claim that that's okay. You can't do it. Your sewer system has to eliminate waste. So the question is, what is the nature of waste? And you will always get into the acid side of chemistry. I agree there's alkalotic areas in the body, but that's a very easy side of chemistry to remedy. The acidosis, which is the byproduct of almost all activity of the human body, or acids, you got to get them out. And then you enter the world of the germ, the bacterium community, and everybody's scared to death of the bacteria. What is it? We breathe in, 50,000 different bacteria every few minutes or something? Who knows? I forget. You got to realize you weren't put on a bad planet like that. We created the internal sewage building up in the body, and that's going back to these protein diets. It is protein, even as bad as the World Health Organization is, and they're seeking control of the world. They admit these acid ash diets are causing colon cancers. Well, say that what you will, but a cancer is a direct result of lymphatic stagnation. Yes, you can burn a cell on the bowel walls. Hell yeah, you don't neutralize hydrochloric acid well, you'll fill that all the way out. You'll get a rectal burn. Oh man, my rectum's burning. Yeah, that's not good. That's a Coca-Cola burn. Actually, hydrochloric acid is hotter than Coca-Cola by at least 10 times. Well, not really 10 times, as much as 5 times. But most of your systemic metabolitic cellular acids are around 3. Coke is, I admit, around 3, 2.95, around 3. Yeah. So your hydrochloric acid, though, they always call hydrochloric acid 1. The problem with chemistry, you get answers all over the place. You have 1 to 1.8. All right, so who has the 1 and who has the 1.8? Carnivores have more of a 1 pH, and how can hydrochloric acid have such a variance in pH? It's hydrochloric acid, right? So you just have so many, again, theories and disagreements. Even in the world of chemistry, you just have to kick back and not get your bowels in an uproar too much, you know what I mean? I am enrolled in nutrition biochemistry course online and have purchased your miracle book and have decided to purchase your, oh good, take the school, sweetie. That's all I can say. Set. I am a student of Arnold Ehret. This is a medical doctor that's a student of Arnold Ehret. I take my hat off already. Yeah, Arnold Ehret had some good clinicals, and the whole thing is clinicals. You can actually say what you want. You got people out there that think humans are like lions. Okay. You got your urine drinkers, your stool implantists. You've got all kinds of wacky crap out there, right? So you got to be able to sit back and go, you know what? A lot of this is out of balance thinking. A lot of this is a direct result of anybody curing things because the focus is on treatment. So when your focus is on treatment, you can't cure squat because your foundation is wrong. You're not understanding the lymphatic system and the agglomulation that's occurring, and you're trying to treat agglomulation. You're trying to treat stagnation of the lymph system and the building up of acids and the inflammatory process. You can't treat those things without compromising the patient. You have to work with, and I think the biggest thing that medical doctors can understand, and so is naturopaths, chiropractors, and massage therapists. Your kidneys are lymphoid organs, and they are the main eliminative organs. Right side, right kidney, right side, left kidney, left side. Let me shut down your right kidney and I'll show you what happens on the right side of your body. Same with the left side. Shut it down, I'll show you what happens to that side of the body if you don't believe it. Yeah, you can demonstrate this time and time and time again. That's why clinicals are everything. That's why I liked about Arnold Ehret. I was impressed about his stuttering case. You know, he's on a great fast and started walking on the beach and started coughing up this phlegm and this heavy mucus and then didn't stutter after that. So you begin to see that congestive issues of the lymphatic system compromises the voice box, compromises the flow of things. And when this sputum and this mucus is pulled out, oh look, I can smell again. Oh look, I can see again. Oh look, I can hear again. All of the above. Oh, look, my pituitary's working better and I can sleep at night because my pineal gland is also laying down. See, that sort of thing. Right? I've got to go here in a minute. But I thought I would slip another one or two in. Roger Williams, Patrick Wright, Ragnar Berg, etc. I would love to have you as a mentor. I need to share this knowledge. I desire to be the change I want to see at a larger scale. And you know, good medical doctors, when they understand this and they start working with this, boy, it just makes you guys really, I mean, you start curing things. And if I'm a good medical doctor, I want some hugs instead of people cursing me out, right? You know, you see what we read here all the time. Been to 33 medical doctors, and it's like, really? Yeah. But in fairness, again, I think that lady said she'd been to like 5 or 6 or 7 naturopaths. So the world really has to catch up with what we've discovered and really work with the kidneys and the lymphatic systems and bring pharmacology along with that. Start working with the no harm, the true Hippocratic oath, you know, because you can't take the Hippocratic oath and then use pharmaceuticals. And that's the problem, because some pharmaceuticals are essential. I don't care what. You have people so advanced, you have surgeries, you have to have pharmaceuticals. But wouldn't it be nice to begin the consciousness of, let's see if we can make toxless pharmaceuticals. This is a good medical doctor right here. I have a master's in nutrition from Tulane. I get aboard on my orders. This is a lovely journey. I am not wanting to fill the offerings I provide are transitional. I want to be a pusher of supplements. I need help. Yeah. Oh, sweet. Look, that's the medical doctor. And we had one in here the other day, and we shot a podcast. I hope she put it up there. I was going to try to put it up on our site too, but it's been a while since I've done it with her. But that's what you want. And these new medical doctors, I'm hoping, have an eye open for holistic, because we offer a lot. Not the supplement side. That to me is not holistic. But look at the botanicals. You know, we found an old medical doctor's bag back in the 1900s, and it had shells of herbs and a little booklet to tell you what to mix for what. So many cool remedies, even though the herbal guy, he had so many, like a lot of garlic on the feet at night and stuff like this, you know, pulling. And of course there are machines that pull. I've had one, so I don't know, through the feet. But again, your kidneys are the eliminative organs, and your skin. Get yourself sweating, get yourself filtering. Make sure your urine has sediment in it. You don't have an infection, you have filtration. And therefore your inflammation will back down as you begin to open up these areas, these remote areas. It takes a while, even after you're filtering, to get way up in here. And then you've got your lymph node bed before you get to your cells. And you don't know what state your lymph node bed is in. You know, you be acidic from, you're born with lymphatic stagnation, and when you're 30 or 40 years old, you can imagine you have much, much more serious lymphatic problems, just unaware of it. And this is our problem. We just become unaware of these things. And I think this is important. Our videos are important to help you understand the lymphatic system, the kidney connection. Also, when it comes to diet, the fallacy of proteins, that sort of thing. It's just gotten crazy. And these companies with these biochemists, I don't even know where they come from. You're looking at 20 to 30 grams of protein and 1 of sugar. You couldn't be so far off the scale there is. And maybe again is why you see the NEC with baby formulas, the necrosis of the bowels. And again, this is what the World Health Organization is finding. You begin to see a lot of people with gut problems. But again, their predominant food going down is an acid-ash food called meats. But then you have the constipation and the heavy mucus production from dairy products. You know, it was never meant for a human to drink cow's milk. This is why those that can't get into their own milks and stuff will run to goat's milk. But we have even goat's milk up there for you to show you the difference between a goat's milk, a cow's milk, and Homo sapien milk. So there's you have to look at those type of guidelines, because if you're going to argue that mother's milk is essential for babies in their growth periods, then all right, let's take a look at the chemistry of it. Then you can't argue, well, they need high protein because mother's milk doesn't have it. So you can't make those arguments, and that's why this book is, that's why we're doing such an in-depth factor on this book. You won't be able to argue any of these things we bring out to you. There's nowhere you're going to go with it. And that's my main purpose, is even in a court of law. Where are you going to go with this? And who's going to be able to testify that has any brains whatsoever against this? Because studies and everything else are showing what we're putting there. So I've kind of got to run. So we'll add that one on there. And I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. And I'll try to get this. This is Thursday. So I don't know if I'll get to it Friday, but probably Monday or so. We've got a lot of things cooking. We got a new botanical store coming up where you can buy all kinds of organic people's products, some good stuff out there. And we're trying to bring everything under one heading for you. Simplify. I like things simple. And so trying to simplify it all so you have one place to go and that sort of thing. So thanks for even buying our herbal formulas. You know, Dr. Morse's Cellular Botanicals, that I worked hard on those formulas. I've been using them for years. So enjoy all that and work with your affordabilities. I agree with that. But the focus, you know, your focus always have to be kidneys, the lymphatic system, the endocrine glands, the GI tract. That's a big focus too, because those are your eliminative organs for various types of food. There's no one with a healthy colon. Ha! Are you kidding? Back in the 70s, I knew a surgeon that said he only saw one healthy colon, and that was a 3-year-old dissection at Harvard. I'm going, oh, shit. So you can imagine now, jump, 50 years I've been doing this, so, and I met him probably 50 years ago. So maybe 48 or 9 years ago, this guy saw a healthy bowel. Well, for him, probably before that, he's already an established surgeon. So probably 60 years ago, he saw a healthy colon. So you can imagine where we are now and why we have so much problem with the intestinal tract. And then how it relates to all the other tissues in the body. It really, everything relates. That's why when we say all is one, or we say holistic, it's a lot deeper than you think, because everything is related. Tissue's related, the nervous system's related, everything is interrelated. Nothing happens for no reason. Cause and effect, big key factor. You know, for every action there's an opposite and equal reaction. So when you see a symptom, ask, what did I do to cause that? Because you're the controller of your bodies, or not. And see, that comes in with the conditioned mind, conditioned emotions, and pretty soon you forgot who you were while you're driving your bodies around, and pretty soon you're lost in thought, you're lost in desires, and all of this is occupying the bulk of your attention. How do you get outside of that and learn what truth is if you're enmeshed in all the symptomology of creation? You don't, bottom line. And so your freedom is just sucked out of you. You're a victim of creationhood. But that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to forget yourself in creation. As soon as you wake up, you don't want to be here anymore. But it's the way the divine experiences itself, really essential. But when you wake up, it's like, oh, maybe I don't need all these things I'm desiring. Maybe I need to kick back and enjoy the sense of freedom and the joy and ecstasy that brings. Because you become basically unlimited. How can you be unlimited and still have bodies? Something to think about, right? Oh, if you think about it, though, then you're trapped. Oh, something to become aware of.